Leadership can be very interesting. One key thing about leadership is having loyal people around you. As much as many don't want to acknowledge it, you need loyal people. People who are courageous enough to speak on your behalf. People who are bold enough to put a word for you when you are not in the room. You need those people. And that's what you call loyalty. Loyalty is costly for users, friends, and relationships who just want to use you. It's a very costly thing for them. But you need loyal people. If the only currency that you have is money, you're broke. While reading the story that happened in that 2 Samuel 15, I kept thinking, Absalom would have succeeded in killing his own father, if not for the like of Hushai, Zadok the priest, Ahimaaz the priest, and God stepping in to turn the counsel of Ahithophel to foolishness. When David himself saw the kind of revolution, you can call that a revolt, that Absalom brought up against his own father, he had to run for his life. And some of the people, some of the priests and the leaders had to run for their lives. But some unloyal people stayed by hand. Ahithophel was one of them. Ahithophel stayed by hand to support Absalom's mission against his own father. There was a man that was mentioned in that 2 Samuel 15, Hushai. Hushai decided to follow David. He was a loyal. When you talk about that story, it won't occur to you what Hushai did here. But what he did is the language of loyal people. Loyalty is costly. Sometimes it means you put your life on the line. Because when in leadership, in greatness, you need loyal people around you. You need loyal and courageous people to speak for you. You need loyal people around you. That was what Hushai did. Hushai followed David, and David said, no, you can't follow me. Here's what you're going to do for me. I know you like me, you want to be loyal to me, but your loyalty at this point is for my son. I want you to go back and give my son the right counsel. Ahithophel has already been placed back to be given my son the wrong counsel, but I want you to go back and give my son the right counsel. And Hushai said, yes, I will go back. Hushai went back to the palace, putting his life on the line, and he advised against the counsel of Ahithophel. David already prayed that God would turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness, and Hushai advised against the counsel of Ahithophel. And God made Absalom to listen to the counsel of Hushai. Because the counsel of Ahithophel would have succeeded. Ahithophel used to be a counselor of David. He knew David's weak points. Friends that have been close to you, that knows your weak point, they are the biggest strategy that the enemy can use against you. That was where Ahithophel was for David. Ahithophel gave the secrets of David out to Absalom. Why don't you first mess up with your father's wife and then try to catch up with him at a particular mountain that I know he will be hiding, he will be wrestling, but that is the place to catch him. He exposed the vulnerability of David. That's what you get when you have unloyal people. When you have something that you are working on as a project, be careful how you expose that project to people that are unloyal to your mission. But for Hushai, when you look at what Hushai did, you will realize that in leadership, in greatness, pray for loyal people. Loyal people who will put their life on the line. Pray for loyal people who will value your purpose and support your mission. People like Zadok and Ahimaaz, who went back with the covenant, the ark of covenant, David asked them, no, you are not taking the Ark of Covenant with me. Take it back to the city and go and stay there. We are not moving the Ark of Covenant. I am not going to let this disrupt the institution that God has placed even for the Israelites. Take the Ark of the Covenant back to the city. And you, Hushai, I want you to return back. You shall put his life on the line. You shall put his voice on the line. You shall put his passion on the line and his love on the line to support a king, to support David. If David had only prayed that the counsel of Ahithophel should be turned to foolishness and Hushai was not there, that prayer would have been just there and there won't be nobody to execute God's agenda in that mission. But because Hushai placed his life on the line, Ahithophel's counsel was turned to foolishness. In leadership, as much as you pray for wisdom, as much as you pray for grace and strength and helpers, pray that God will send you loyal people. You don't need many of them. You only need a few. When David said, through God, I ran through the troop. Through God, I leapt over the wall. Hushai was one of those through God and people. Because if Hushai was not there, maybe Ahithophel's counsel would have become David's reality. You need people. And you need loyal people. Pray for loyal people. People will put their life on the line to keep you alive. People who will keep their voice on the table, even when the conversation is intense. People who will put their ego aside to support your mission. People who will put their mission aside to support God's mission for your life. Zadok, Ahimaaz, and Hushai were those people for David. If you go back to that 2 Samuel chapter 15. Have a great week, friends.